channel. I know it's been almost a week since I uploaded another video. It's just that I've been really busy considering that I've been going to the gym and working out and using the equipment there. So most of the time I wake up around 9-ish and then we stay there for about 2 hours, and the trip there is about 20 to 30 minutes. So by the time I get home, I'm tired and I'm really not in the mood to film any video, and the lighting is not that good. So that's one of the reasons. And another is we've been working on our web store and it's been quite challenging, and this is actually one of the items that we will be featuring. I had to get this, but we do have other stocks and I just really like it because it's so edgy, and I know it's pretty long, so it would be better to wear this with your hair up. So I hope that you do stay tuned for my web store. I really am looking forward to having it open soon. I am finally going to film my contour and highlighting video. This is a continuation of my Makeup 101 series. If you haven't seen my videos under that category, then I will link them in the description box below. I did a beginner's guide to makeup all about foundations and all about makeup brushes. We will be talking more about face shapes and how contour and highlighting can emphasize, change, or just sort of work around your face shape and the different face shapes out there. I will be showing you an illustration of different face shapes out there. It's not limited to the different face shapes I will be showing you. There are variations, so don't think those are the only face shapes out there. If you look in the mirror and you try to compare the different face shapes to your own face and find that you have a mix, then you probably do. So as you can see, I have my hair up, and I only did my foundation, concealing, and did my brows. I didn't do my eyes and my lips because I did not want you to get distracted. I wanted you to focus on the contour and highlighting itself and for you to actually see the difference. So I'm sure you can tell that I have a round face. I don't really have much angles on my face, and I don't have much of a jawline. So I really like contouring. And most of the time I do it every day, so that depends on you. To all of you who have round faces out there, then I will be showing you how I contour my face. And for those of you who don't have a round face, then I will just talk about how contour and highlighting can define your own face shape. So yes, before we start, I want to explain what contouring is. When you say contouring, it is to deepen, to recede or deepen rather, and to make it look smaller or slimmer. So every time you think of contouring, just think smaller, slimmer, deeper, okay? When you say highlighting, you're making it bigger, more prominent, and just a lot more emphasized on your face. So if you have high points in your face, you'd rather highlight that to make it look more emphasized. So you get what I mean? So that's the difference between the two. So just keep that in mind. That is why when you contour, you use a darker shade of color compared to your skin tone. So I said skin tone, so it's either you have a cool tone skin or you have a warm tone skin, or you have mixed. So you have to get a powder that is a powder or a cream or whatever contour medium you want to use that is slightly darker than your skin tone. And when you highlight, you use something that is slightly lighter than your skin tone. It has to be matched to your skin tone because it is gonna look a little bit more obvious if you don't. Let's begin with the different brushes that you can use to contour. You can use an angled brush like this. This is probably the most common brush used when contouring and highlighting. But you can also use a tapered brush like this. So it's a lot slimmer and it's taper at the end, and I do prefer this nowadays because it does blend the powder a lot better and it doesn't give you a very harsh line, and you only put in a very light application. And another one is a new brush that I got from BH Cosmetics, and this is actually an all-over brush. So as you can see, it's rounded and fluffy, and it's not really that big, and it's not too small either, so it's perfect for your face. So if you have a smaller face, this would be really great for you because it fits the side of your face perfectly. It's not too big and it's not too small either. That will give you a very, very harsh line. Lemmy, my cat is just trying to make noise everywhere. So this is another brush that you can use. There are variations to the shape and the form of this kind of brush, but it's basically the same idea. So those are the different brushes that you can use. Now let's proceed to demonstrating how to contour. For contouring, I do prefer matte powders, but I will be using this MAC bronzer. And it is in Refined Golden, and it just looks like this. I see a bit of shimmer in the powder, but it doesn't really show up when you apply it on your face. So I've been loving this because it's not that obvious. It's just a slight color to your face. Lately, I've been but lately I've been skipping contouring my entire face just because it is a bit heavy, so it's better for nighttime or for a big event. But for every day, I usually just go ahead and contour my cheekbones, my jaw, and my forehead. So I will show you how I apply it on this part of my face so you can see the difference on this side. So what I do is I just swirl my brush there, and the great thing about this tapered brush is that it doesn't really get too much product, so you just have enough. I'm going to start at the middle part of your ear. You want to make sure that you distribute the product well in that area, just because you don't want patches of dark skin and then lighter skin in that area, and then it just looks really unnatural, especially when you sort of turn to the side. And then as you can see, I'm just using a rolling motion all around this part of my face. And what this does is it deepens that area. So once it's deepened, it brings out your cheekbone. And it also emphasizes this area, giving you an opportunity to define your jawline a bit better. So just keep doing that. You can even put it all the way here, just so it will give you an illusion of an apple of your cheek. So that's actually really nice for television or for photographs, but in person it's gonna look really, really obvious and too much. So I don't really do that, but if I do face the camera or take a lot of pictures, I do that a lot just because it brings out my cheekbones a lot more, and I'm so obsessed with cheekbones. I just think it's really nice to have defined cheekbones. But for every day, I just do this. But just remember, if you run it a little bit here, it will give you the illusion of sort of an apple of your cheeks here. Okay? You can see this is how it looks like, and this one is bare. So this basically brings up your cheeks. Now you want to create an angle on your temples. So you just apply your contour here. And make sure that you include your hairline. You can either include this side of your face, or you can just skip it and just focus on this area. I do prefer to skip this one because it really helps highlight that area and it lifts your face up, as compared to including that and then it just looks like you have the highlight all the way here. So I prefer to bring the highlight all the way here and just focus the contouring on the upper part of my temples. There are different ways to define your jawline. You can either apply the color underneath, or you can apply it over. So if you apply it over it, that is going to make your jawline look smaller because you're creating a shadow on top of it. But if you apply the powder underneath, you are actually bringing out this area of the jawline because you're creating a shadow underneath here. So most of the time, I prefer contouring underneath, just so it would bring out my jawline a little bit more, especially since I don't have a very long neckline. Or neck, rather. So you can compare this side of my face to this side, which is a bit bare and flat. If you have a wide forehead and you're not very comfortable with it, you can always contour that area to make it look smaller. Just like that. Not too much though, because you don't want to have a really dark forehead. So for highlighting, I usually use a lighter powder that looks like this. There are a variety of highlight powders out there. I just feel like I'm very comfortable using this one. If you use a shimmery highlighter, I suggest you don't use it all over your face, but just the highest points of your cheeks, your nose, Cupid's bow, your chin perhaps, above your eyebrows, just to make it look more dewy. But when it comes to like highlighting your face to sort of enhance your face features, I don't really suggest a shimmery highlighter or a creamy highlighter. I do prefer a powder which is matte. And I will demonstrate how I highlight with a matte powder, and I just tap the excess and I just sort of put it on to the highest point of my cheekbones, just to make it look like I have prominent cheekbone, and I bring it all the way onto my temples just to make my face look a little bit more lifted. And it really makes a difference when you do your makeup and you do it like this. Also include this part of my face just to make myself look a little bit more awake. And then if you want to emphasize this area a lot more, you can highlight underneath just to make it look more prominent, and then blend it towards the contoured area. And as you can see, it will really create the illusion of a cheekbone. And then you can also highlight the bridge of your nose just to make it look more slimmer, and it also brings out the bridge of your nose, therefore it makes it look like you have a higher bridged nose than you really do. So this is really nice. I love doing this. And then you can bring it up to the middle of your face, the T-zone. This will also help prevent it from getting really oily. And then also on top of your brows, just to make it look more lifted. Just like that. You can also include this part of your nose to make it look more lifted, like the tip of your nose. Your chin. Okay, now that we're done with this, let's focus on our nose. Usually I use a different brush when it comes to my nose. Just take a little bit, just a little bit, tap it, and then I start from this part of my brows and just slightly move it down. Right here. And I do this because it looks a lot more natural, because when you look at a photo and the light hits your face, the areas that get the shadows are the deepened areas. And as you can see from the pictures, this is the area that has shadows on it. And I'm just pretty much recreating a shadow from a picture and moving it lower. And we're doing this on the side of the face because it makes it look slimmer, it makes it look smaller. And since we highlighted this area already, it emphasizes that, and it brings the bridge of your nose up, and it just really makes it look more prominent and straight. And if you have wider nostrils, you can also contour that area. Make sure that there's no harsh line that's very obvious on your nose when you do this, because it will really look like you did contour your nose. You want to make it look subtle and natural and just natural. Now let's move on to blush, just so you can see how everything looks like in the end, and compare it to the other side of my face. For the blush, I have been loving this Ever Belena Blush in Honest. And it's just an orange blush, and I do love using this in your face, I think, kabuki, which is actually a dual fiber kabuki. just because it's a lot smaller than my Dollface Cosmetics one, so it doesn't really overpower everything. So I just tap it here, and I like using a stippling brush because it really blends well with the contour and the highlight. It's not just like a streak of blush on there. So I tap the excess, and I start from the upper part of my cheeks because I do have a round face. So I don't want to put it on the apples of my cheeks because that will make your face look more rounded actually and more chubby. So you start here, and I just work down, and I'm making sure that I'm blending the blush with the contour, just so there's no harsh line whatsoever. Because when it comes to makeup, it all boils down to blending and making sure there are no harsh lines and making it look like it's actually the person's face. And I do bring it a little bit up. Now I will show you how it would look like when I highlight with a shimmery powder, and I'm just using Sally Girl Shimmer Stripes, and it looks like this. I do like the colors here, and it really gives the skin a really nice dewy look. And I just focus this on top of my cheekbones and also my temples, because when this catches the light, it will give you a very healthy, glowy look. This is how it will look like on one side. And this one on the bare face. So I will just finish everything and you can see the final look. And that's how it will look like. Now the last most important thing I do is use a setting spray just to make everything look blended and it sets on the face so it does not move the entire day. So I do think it's very, very important to set your face with a setting spray, especially if you have oily skin. But also dry skin applies because there are formulations for dry skin. If you have questions about contour and highlighting, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments below. But before you ask, please check out my blog post first, because I will write everything there as far as what I can remember, of course. And if I did miss anything, just comment below and share what you know about contour and highlighting, just so that we can also learn from each other, and those that are viewing this video can also read your comments and learn from you as well. So that's it. I really do hope this was very helpful. I think that's pretty much it. Just watch out for my videos, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Please do share it to the people that also want to learn about contour and highlighting, and also don't forget to like this video, and if you'd like, you can also favorite it. Thank you so much for subscribing and also watching my videos once again. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!